Bonjour Olivier, comment ça va aujourd'hui?
Très bien. Tu parles français un petit peu?
Oui, je suis de Montréal, alors j'en ai perdu beaucoup, mais je le parle. On peut l'essayer en anglais, oui.
Ok, faisons en anglais. Has it been hard to convince Hugh Jackman to come back? How long did it take before he accepted?
You know, this is the thing that people can't believe. We didn't convince him to come back. We were working on this movie, Ryan and I, with the other writers, trying to come up with a story for Wade Wilson in a third movie. And we weren't coming up with a story that was exciting to us enough. And we didn't know if we were going to fail. And then one day, I think it was August 12th, 2022, Hugh Jackman called and he said, you know what? I want to see Wolverine and Deadpool together. So it was a call out of nowhere that changed everything. And instantly, with that phone call, the movie had a reason to exist because the movie was suddenly not just Deadpool 3. It was Deadpool and Wolverine. And that's very different than any Deadpool journey we've seen before.
Did Kevin Feige like the idea from the start?
From the start. I mean, yeah, Kevin's no dummy. If you get a phone call saying, by the way, Wolverine wants to be in this, you say yes. You say yes very fast. And suddenly the story took shape, the dynamic took shape, and Kevin understood because Kevin's been, since he was an assistant on the first X-Men movie, he's been around Wolverine longer than me, longer than Ryan, maybe longer than anyone else. And so for him, this was a very poignant opportunity to finally have Wolverine in the MCU and with Deadpool, a pairing that fans have been waiting for.
In the footage we saw, like Hugh Jackman is impressive. I mean, he has so much rage. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I joke because Hugh, as you probably can tell, is the nicest man I've ever met. Not only the nicest man in Hollywood, maybe the nicest man in the world, but something happens when he plays Logan. Some switch, and he has instant access to an inner rage that is scary and charismatic. And I think it's why we love Hugh as Wolverine. He has access to his raw rage impulses that probably all of us wish we did because it's cathartic. And Hugh does it with an instant magic that is remarkable to see.
And how would you describe your relationship with Ryan? It's your third movie together. You seem to be really, tied artistically.
We're brothers at this point. We're certainly creative brothers. In some ways, we feel like creative soulmates because we both met after having had a lot of success separately. But we really want the same thing. And with Free Guy, with Adam Project, with Deadpool and Wolverine, we want to make movies that are constructed for audience joy. And they might make you cry, they might make you laugh, they might make you cheer, but they're built to entertain. And for a movie like this, that's so important because the world is disappointing in 1,000 ways. So to make a movie that is really built for the delight of audiences around the world, that's very important to us. And we're also compatible because we like to work really hard and then we like to go home. We like to go home to our families, to our kids. And so we understand each other. And it's a very, very natural friendship in real life as well.
I heard that the ending of the movie was decided like last minute. Was there a different ending in the beginning?
No, I mean, I have to tell you, in fact, I think this movie had less additional photography than any Marvel movie ever. The ending of this movie is exactly the way we wrote it months. Well, no, not months, over a year ago. The last shot of the movie is exactly the way I suddenly saw it in Ryan's apartment. And I said, I know the ending. Give me the laptop. And I literally took the laptop, wrote the ending, wrote the last line, the final image. It's exactly like that. And then maybe if people stick around in the credits, they'll see some other things that also came to us over a year ago. So no, the ending was not last minute. The ending in all its detail was very much by design.
There's been so many rumors on the movies. Do you read those rumors? And are there rumors that are false, but you thought, that could have been good?
Absolutely. I mean, the best part of the internet is there are so many casting rumors that nobody can tell what's real, what's fake, what's fantastical. But yeah, there's a few of those rumors that I've read where I was like, that's a good idea. If I do another one of these movies, I'm definitely going to use that.
In the movie, Deadpool describes himself as the Marvel Jesus, and the movie has become kind of the Marvel Jesus this year.
It's a crazy coincidence. When we wrote that line with no strategic intention, and suddenly we're the only Marvel movie this year. We come along at a time where I think all of us as fans are hungry for something surprising, something very different in the MCU. And so Deadpool and Wolverine is something very, very different for the MCU. And it comes along at a time where I think audiences are hungry for that. And that just makes us very lucky.
How did you work with the censorship? Was there scenes you couldn't put in the movie because it went too far, or?
Honestly, dude, there was no censorship. I kept waiting for somebody to draw lines, for somebody to give us limits. But those limits never came. So the movie, you'll see pretty much everything was on the table except cocaine use. So instead, we make jokes about cocaine use.
Okay, well, my time is up. Well, merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup à vous et à la prochaine.
À la prochaine, Shawn. Je te remercie.
Merci.
Filmati, filmati.